Okay, let's talk about movies. Okay, so one movie that I saw recently that I was like blown away by, literally, not literally. That's not what that word means. It. Oh my gosh! I started reading the book years ago. I couldn't get through it. I was like, nope, this is too much and it's disgusting. Seriously, Stephen King, what's wrong with you? Who hurt you? Like, seriously, see a doctor. You have problems. Don't get me wrong, you have some fairly entertaining problems. I watched Stand By Me and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a good movie, good character movie. All about the characters and developing the characters. It's great. It's kind of like the Goonies, but older? I think Stand By Me is a little older than the Goonies. But I started reading the book and I couldn't get through it because it was too disturbing. It was just too much. The movie, I think the movie was very well done. It didn't focus on the characters as adults at all, which I appreciated, kind of keeping that family friendliness in an R-rated movie. But I appreciated the way that it like focused on the individual character struggles, like and their own individual fears. I really like that, like showing each character and what they're afraid of and what kind of like drives them to overcoming that fear. The part kind of spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's a good movie. It's worth the money. Unless you are younger than 17, don't go see it without permission and accompaniment of your parents. But the one thing that really kind of like got at me was so the one little boy with like all the medicine, like how he's always taking his medicine. He's got his timer set on his watch for when to take his pills and everything. And that really like got to me because like this kid is living in fear of sickness. Like that is his thing. He's afraid of getting sick, and he's afraid of getting sick solely because his mother has convinced him that he's sick. She's in an attempt to safeguard her baby boy, which parents don't do that. That's terrible. Don't be that person. Let your kids have fun. Let them scrape their knees. Let them play outside and get germs all over them so that their immune systems can freaking work. Anyways, this little boy is so just terrified of sickness and disease that his, like the embodiment of his fear, that Pennywise the clown's name is Pennywise, goes, in the appearance of, is a really grotesque, disgusting leper. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a leper before that I know of. I imagine they still look like people, not noseless zombies. But he said it was a leper, so I guess that's what a leper is. The other thing I really liked, and I don't normally say this about movies, I don't like swearing in movies. I really don't. Like, if it adds, shock value, which brings humor, like once in a while, I think that can be amusing. However, like, you've got other movies like The Grey, where I couldn't even get into that movie because it was just the first 5 minutes of it was just F-bombs all over the place. I'm like, is this necessary? Like, I understand you're in a pressured situation, but it was just one guy that was actually like swearing that much, and I didn't like it. However, flip side of that, so I should really keep my hand on the wheel. I am driving right now. The flip side of that is when the placement of swearing is realistic. And sorry, parents, but, and you know this too, you remember being children, and if you don't, go watch Hook or something to bring you back. Children aren't nearly as innocent as most parents think they are. You know, they swear like sailors and occasionally worse, just because it makes them feel more adult, mature, you know. And they want that kind of feeling, which I don't get. Like, I mean, if you're a kid, be a kid. You know, you only have that for so long, and then you have to pay bills, and it sucks. Car, rent, other, and rent and car suck. But I mean, adulthood comes with freedom. So, anyways, Richie, I think, was the name of the kid that's always just swearing, and that was real. Like, that kid wasn't, you know, obviously it was in the script that, you know, be as vulgar and profane as the script goes, but this kid, it wasn't like overdone. You know, I talked like that when I was in whatever grade they were in. Maybe not. I swore in like 3rd grade because I thought it was cool because everyone was doing it. And then like halfway through 4th grade we moved, and my mom's like, Josh, this is a time that you have to turn over new, like, she wasn't talking about swearing, she didn't know I did that, but she was talking about like goofing off in class, being an idiot, and I was like, you're right, Mom, I'm gonna stop swearing. Am I gonna stop goofing off in class? Absolutely not. Anyways, let's talk about Pennywise for a second. Bill Skarsgård, I think that's his name. He did a magnificent job playing Pennywise. Like, Pennywise was legit just creepy. Like, he wasn't often like scary, like, you know, horror movie kind of. He was just like, there was something off about him. Like, all the times you see him where he's not like actively trying to eat someone's face or arm, I guess. Poor Georgie. I guess you guys can't see my hands, but hashtag Georgie, we miss you. Also, hashtag Georgie's arm. Anyways, Pennywise is really, really just unnerving in his scenes. Sorry. Kind of a long day. The first time you see him, he's in the storm drain, right? And he's talking to Georgie, and the way he's talking to Georgie, it's really like off-putting, but at the same time, like, you're intrigued by this character. Like, you're wondering, like, what's this guy's deal, like. And if you watch during that entire scene while he's in the storm drain and you know, the water's coming in from outside, he doesn't like brush any like water off of his face. Like, he doesn't wipe his face or anything. And for whatever reason, I thought that was off-putting. I was like, dude, is that not bothering you? Like, there's just water just dripping from your face. Like, come on, man, you got big poofy sleeves, use them. That's what they're for. Now, there's a couple of scenes in this movie that were just I was like kind of like emotionally just jarred by a couple of scenes. The first one is when the bullies drive up or I guess they don't drive up, but they come up to the fat kid. I don't remember his name. I'm so sorry. I hate to call him the fat kid, but I mean, like, kid's fat. Sorry. Anyways, the bullies, you know, ambush him, kind of. They bring him over to the bridge, and the one bully like cuts the letter H into his stomach. It's like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? What? Who hurt you? Oh my goodness, I was kind of like, oh, whoa, this is in a movie. What? I wasn't ready for that. Like, it legitimately freaked me out a little bit. Sorry, I'm driving. Probably not the safest time to be doing this. Watching the GPS, watching the road. Yawning. I hate yawning. It's my second least favorite activity after sneezing. Sneezing is the worst. Anyway, so like the bullies go and corner this kid, and the one cuts the letter H into his belly, and he says he's gonna carve his whole name into him, and I'm like, whoa. Okay, Stephen King, take notes. People don't do that, and if they do, I'm pretty sure it's your fault. I blame you, Stephen King, because you thought it up and someone picked it up by mental transference or something like that. So honestly, I was expecting to go to see it and be traumatized, like just fetal position, crying for days, just scared out of my mind. Because, like I said, I couldn't get through the book. It was too scary. Too disturbing, I guess, not scary. But the movie, I think they did a wonderful job. It kept me enthralled like the entire time. The first time I went and saw it. The second time I was really tired. And I went with my sister, her friend, and I had to go to the bathroom. Goodness, I can't make videos if I keep yawning all the time. But yeah, no, I think it was very well done. If you're at all interested in kind of scary, not quite knowing what kind of movie this is until the very end, and even then kind of questioning it, that kind of movie, there's a few of them. Go see this movie. Definitely go see it. I don't know how long it's going to be in theaters still. I know everyone else has probably reviewed it at this point or seen it if they wanted to, but that's my opinion on it. I thought it was fantastic, and just the title of that movie has destroyed my interpersonal conversations forever. Can't say it anymore. So, those are my thoughts. I definitely recommend going and seeing it. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe.